wake up and yawn. Another day, another class. How are we gonna tell our teammates that we didn't bring in the sponsorship? Like, I'm disappointed. We did so well, but the only thing that held us back is the team ranking. Which, like, maybe Kaori was right after all. Like, if we had just done the team as an entire, or the plan as an entire team, maybe we would have gotten an overall higher ranking than just rank 21. But would it have been good enough for top 10? I don't know. So, you know, whatever happened. We just gotta move on from it now. You know, I'm the only person that actually tried to get in the sponsorship. Nobody else tried so far yet. So, you know, this is just a minor setback, but it's okay. We'll find another sponsor very, very soon, I'm sure of it. As if on autopilot, I get dressed and go through my morning routine. Then I hop on my bike and drive to school. When I arrive, I head straight for class and wait for the professor.
Good morning. Today we'll be discussing the differences between military grenade weaponry and those used in recreational matches.
Yawn, I already noticed. I want to learn. What is the difference? I'm actually kind of curious. This should be interesting stuff. I focus on the professor's lecture.
The fundamental difference between the two is that military grenade weaponry are configured for energy output, which can cause lethal damage.
Lethal damage, aka kill people.
Recreational weaponry is closely regulated so it can't actually destroy the gear frame. Since the shields on a gear get the brunt of the damage, we consider a depowered gear in recreational matches as destroyed.
Ah.
What if someone brought in an unregulated weapon for a match?
They get banned for life.
Before every match, the equipment of each gear is checked and double-checked to ensure the energy output is within proper parameters.
What about the qualifier matches? There was a gear that did some energy output override thing.
Who the fuck was that, huh? Who the hell was that? I don't know what the hell they're talking about. What the fuck? As one, the class looks at me.
During that specific qualifier match, the gear's energy core is what surged with additional power, not his weapons.
I didn't even have any freaking weapons.
Although, I must admit, I've never seen a core do that before. Hopefully this young man can enlighten us on how he did it.
Oh shit. Uh-oh. I have no idea how I did it. No one finds out my secrets. Why are you talking about my core? It's better to just, I don't want to look like a fool and there's like, oh, that actually just accidentally happened, you know? I actually want to make it seem like that's our plan. Because the thing is, right, even, I feel like this will play to our benefit because the teams now know that we have some sort of, you know, special weapon up our sleeve. But the joke is, or the thing that they don't realize is that we don't even know how it happened and that we actually have, like, at least for now, I don't know how to activate it. I don't know how to control it at all. I have no control over it. So if, for example, during battles or ranking matches or whatever, you know, teams will probably put effort and time into researching and trying to come up with certain strategies against, like, that overpowered core that I did. And then what if, like, in the next match it doesn't even happen, and they prepared for that specific thing to happen and it doesn't happen, and then like you know, they both wasted time and effort and energy into researching which didn't even happen. So I feel like it's just better to play it cool, just for our team's sake, you know. Just, it's gonna make people pay more attention to us and focus on the wrong things, so that, for example, next time they'll all be focusing on me, and then boom, Kaori is just gonna sweep in and take out all of them, you know? So I feel like if I just say that nobody finds out my secret, it's gonna make people think like, alright, that I know what I'm doing, you know? And they're gonna especially, like, strategize against that. Ha! Nice try. Our team isn't gonna give up that information. The class looks disappointed, but the professor grins.
Smart move. Don't give away your advantage.
Exactly. See, the professor understands. He knows.
Let's get back to the lesson.
He returns to his lecture. I impressed the teacher there. Once class ends, I hurry out of the room. My phone is already in my hand by the time I get outside. Let's see if anyone's free. Mayu, Sho, Valerie, Yuna, we got a lot of options here today. I'm actually really hesitant, because the thing that kind of happened, right? We failed at getting a sponsor, but for some reason, it hasn't even been mentioned yet. Like, you know, you'd think that that would be the first piece of information that we would give to our team, and like, alright, dudes and girls, I actually didn't manage to get ourselves a sponsor, so we gotta keep looking for a new one. But last time when we hang out with Show at the arcade, that was actually after the interview, yet it wasn't brought up at all. So I feel like I actually just want to dodge it as long as possible. You know, I just don't want to. I feel like I just shouldn't hang out with any of my teammates. So Mayu and Sho is off the list already. Then we hung out a lot with Yuna already. Valerie we're already gonna see over the weekend, but we hung out way more with Yuna than we did with Valerie. I mean, at the end, it really doesn't matter which character I go for, because I will play through every single route, or, you know, character-specific route regardless. But still, it's fun to kind of, you know, balance it at least out in the first playthrough, see what I get, see which character route I end up in. So, I think, let's go Valerie here? Let's see let's hang out with Valerie. She might be up to something interesting. I decide to relax in the pilot's lounge. After grabbing a drink at the bar, I sit at the tables to watch the game, but a familiar face at a nearby table distracts me. Is that who I think it is? I make my way over and sit across from a petite girl with long blonde hair. Valerie! Her face lights up when she sees me.
What are the chances of us running into each other here?
Pretty high, actually. I was about to ask you the same thing.
It must be fate.
Oh. How did you get into the pilot's lounge? Only pilots have access. Did fate let you in? She laughs, then points to the bar.
No, that guy did.
Is his name Fate? The man she points at is a tall pilot with dark hair. How old is Valerie again? She's only a first year, so she definitely isn't old enough to legally drink. What does this guy think he's doing? I watch as he pays the bartender and carries 2 beers back to our table. As he places one of the beers in front of Valerie, he frowns at me.
Who are you?
Sweetie, swootie, I'm gonna steal your date. Someone who knows better.
What does that mean?
He's serving drinks to a minor. He has no idea. Who did this chump think he is? Does he think he can impress me and other people with beer? Pfft, alcohol? Are you so bad with women you're resorting to preying on underage girls? Have some respect, man.
What do you mean she's underage? She told me she could drink.
Yeah, you believe that? I'm sure that events will go over very well when the police arrest you for serving alcohol to a minor. She's only a first year. The pilot frowns.
First year?
You didn't know? Valerie smiles.
Is that a problem?
Why did you tell me you can drink?
Because she has a mouth, she can technically drink?
I can. Back in France.
True. Is it? I actually don't know. What is the legal age, drinking age in Japan? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm guessing 18. But in certain European countries, it's definitely low. Like for example, America is definitely 21, right? In my country, I mean, some of the rules have changed over the last few years, and I haven't really kept up to date with that. Mainly because it doesn't really apply to me anymore because I'm old enough already. But when I first turned 16 was the legal drinking age, so I imagine in certain European countries it's kind of that age as well, around 16. Sometimes 18 with hard liquor, but like just beer and whatnot, that's 16. But it might have changed because I remember something changing, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, in Japan it's probably obviously higher than in certain European countries.
I'm not trying to get into trouble. Just forget about this.
Valerie shrugs as he walks away.
At least I got my drink.
He left the drink as well. Dude, you should have taken the drink. Nope. I intercept the beverage before she can drink it.
Hey! That's mine!
I'm a second year. I can technically drink, maybe. Are we old enough? Weren't you paying attention? You're underage. You can't drink. She crosses her arms and pouts.
That's not fair. I've been drinking since I was 18. It's silly that because the age is so high here, I can't drink anymore.
Oh, it's actually higher than 18 here then? Probably 21? I get that you're frustrated, but the school is very strict about its policies. If you're caught breaking the law, the consequences will be bad.
How bad can it be?
kicked out of the school, probably. Like, expelled bad. They're very careful, especially here in the pilot's lounge where there's a grade that can't drink. Valerie looks softens, yet her mischievous grin returns.
I understand what you're saying, but I think you scared away my date not for my protection, but because you wanted me all to yourself.
That was actually your date? You've got it all wrong. I'm pretty irresistible myself. Don't flatter yourself. I gotta say, I like the fact that you have the option of being like a confident guy, you know? Usually the most stereotypical guys in visual novels, they're like kind of shy or like, oh no, please don't show me your boobies. But here, like, let me see some boobies. It seems like the feeling is mutual.
What gives you that idea?
Oh, I can tell, Valerie. Well, you haven't left yet. I think someone enjoys my company very much.
Oh, yeah? You're imagining things.
Is that so? She pretends to be disinterested, but she's still here, smiling at me.
Well, you confiscated my drink and scared away my date. Guess there isn't anything left to keep me here.
Oh, I am. She stands to leave, but I stop her. I was planning on watching a match. Would you want to watch with me? I actually kind of love they have this kind of playful flirting thing going on between them, you know? It's actually kind of funny. She sits back down and puts her elbows on the table, resting her face in her hands.
That depends. Will you get me a drink?
Sure, soda.
A soda, please. What kind of girl do you think I am?
I knew it. She's a soda girl. I match her smile and stand. Sure. We spend some time together until I have to leave for class. I'm in the campus gym finishing up my workout. Oh yeah, bench pressing 180. When I return to my locker, there's a missed text from Kaori. Emergency meeting! Meet now in the hangar! Jeez, all caps. That means she's serious, or actually, considering it's Kaori, it's actually just normal for her. She's always shouting. Like, if her text was always like, you know, if someone would give her subtitles when she was talking, it would always be in all capital letters. I'd better get going. I arrive at the hangar about the same time as Sho and Mayu. Kaori waits impatiently in front of her gear.
Finally! That took you a while.
Hey, I arrived at the same time as everyone else! I just saw your text. I might have gotten a little distracted. What are you talking about? I'm on time. I just saw your text. I literally came here as soon as I got your text.
I texted before heading over here so we'd be on time.
Yeah, but you don't expect everybody to see the text like the minute that you send it, you know? People have things to do. I guess you walk faster than me. Kaori addresses the rest of the team.
What about you guys?
Sorry. We were having lunch, and I guess we lost track of time.
Kaori blinks, then waves her hand dismissively.
Never mind. We have more important things to discuss. Like our sponsor situation.
Uh-oh, yeah. I knew this would come up eventually, of course. Everyone becomes serious.
Our gears need a lot of maintenance to return to peak fighting condition. And the next round is tomorrow.
Oh shit, really? The next round is tomorrow?
I don't know why, but everyone I talked to was really rude and unhelpful.
It's probably, you know, one of those things that treat others the way you want to be treated yourself. You treat people kind of rude and unhelpful too, so they do the exact same thing to you. That might be it, you know, Kaori. A little niceness would go a long way, I think. Sho and I share a knowing glance, and Kaori catches us.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Nice one, broski. She continues to stare.
It's just sometimes you can come across a little harsh.
Sometimes, always.
I'm just honest.
True, but sometimes it's about the delivery too, you know? It's alright. I can appreciate her being honest, okay? Some people, you know, just tiptoe all the time, not wanting to hurt other people's feelings, and then you have certain people that are like Kaori that are just brutally honest all the time. But it's about how you say it as well. Sometimes it's not even about what you say, but how you say it. Like, you know, if you just shout like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, that's very intimidating. But if I just whisper softly into your ear, I'm gonna kill you tonight, then, you know, it comes across less intimidating. And then maybe that person thinks like, oh, I actually want you to kill me now. So the delivery is very important too, Kaori, okay?
Sure, but honesty doesn't make people like you. You need to get in touch with your soft, warm, feminine side.
Ooh, I want to see that side of her. Although I'm actually kind of uncertain whether she has that side. Kaori raises an eyebrow.
Is that what you do?
Oh!
Yes! I mean to the warm thing, not the soft and feminine thing.
We stare at him blankly.
I'm just going to shut up now.
Yeah, that's probably better.
Before you do, did you manage to get a sponsor?
He folds his hands behind his head and leans into them.
Nope.
You forgot to ask around, didn't you?
Didn't even try, did you, Sho?
Maybe?
Definitely then. He looks sheepish. Kaori rolls her eyes.
What about you, Mayu? Can your father sponsor us?
Does she have a rich father? Mayu shakes her head.
Unfortunately, he's backing the team I was originally supposed to join. When I was invited onto the team, Father was so happy, he promised he'd sponsor them.
But he can still back out. They'll understand. Of course the father sponsors their daughter, right?
Even though I never joined them, he can't go back on his promise.
Yes, he can. Kaori nods, then faces me. Uh-oh.
You had that interview yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, about that. Yeah, I went to the interview with Warp Tech. It didn't work out.
Why am I not surprised?
Hey, I did not fuck it up, okay? It had less to do with me and more to do with our team status. I can show you the full report from the SBA if you want to know the official reason, but basically, we weren't a high enough rank. I fish my phone out of my pocket. It flashes low battery warnings at me before it dies completely.
Where's the report?
It's on my dead phone right now. Hold on. I have to charge my phone. My gaze lands on my gear. I race to it and head into the cockpit. My teammates call after me, but I ignore them. Once I plug my phone into the dock connection, it lights up with a charging symbol. Everyone's wearing confused faces when I climb out of the cockpit. What?
Why didn't you just use an outlet?
Cause there was an outlet nearby? I don't know. Mayu points to an outlet on the wall. Oops. When did those get here? You mean that this isn't what gears are for? Who cares if I use an outlet for my gear? It doesn't really matter that much, right? I would say it doesn't really matter that much. Although this is the more funny response. Huh? That's new. And come on, it's 2049. Who the fuck even has wall outlets anymore?
No, they're not.
I've never noticed them before. I mean, come on. Like, who is gonna notice a tiny ass wall outlet, you know, on the wall? Or a huge ass gear that probably has like electrical sockets as well in which we can charge our phone. Obviously everybody's gonna see the gear.
Ooh, what about those? And those?
Sho points to another outlet. In fact, there are outlets everywhere. Nope, never seen them before either. Besides, an outlet doesn't do me any good if I don't have a phone charger with me.
Oh, I suppose that makes sense.
Oh yeah, got you guys there.
Anyway, I guess we're back to square one.
Back? We never left square one.
Yep, we haven't even started yet. We're at square zero. Don't give up hope just yet. I might have something.
Another meeting?
No, but my friend in the SBA is still helping us search.
Okay, in the meantime, the rest of us should continue our search too. I'll take another look at what ACE offers. Maybe there's some kind of campus grant or funding we can apply for.
Alright.
Mayu, do you think you could reach out to some of the other major corporations we haven't talked to yet? Maybe with your background, you'll have more luck than we would.
Mayu nods.
Maybe Sho can ask around local businesses?
Okay.
Good idea.
Kaori looks at me. I'll follow up with my contacts. She nods.
Hopefully, we'll find someone. But there's a chance we might have to fight with our gears as is.
It's for tomorrow already, right? We gotta try our best. I'm confident we'll get someone in time. Mayu smiles at me and nods. Sho claps me on the back.
Okay, we have our plan. Text me if you guys get any leads.
Alright. We all nod.
I'm off then. I've got some stuff to take care of.
I hope you mean reaching out to the businesses, Show, and not playing your video games.
Exactly, Sho. I saw you at the arcade last night.
Of course that's what I meant. The arcade industry is a lucrative place to find a sponsor.
Really? I guess 2 birds with 1 stone, right, Sho? Mayu sighs.
Show.
He wears his signature smile.
Okay. Let's go find us a sponsor.
Mayu beams. The pair wave at us before heading out. Why
I'll
are
be
those
going
two...
too. Tell me if your friend is successful.
Okay, but those two I feel like are together very often. Does that mean something is going on between Mayu and Sho? I nod and Kaori leaves. Nothing left for me to do but go home. An uneventful drive later, I arrive at home. I'm back! I walk into an eerily quiet living room. Looks like I'm the first one here. It feels a bit strange. Nikki's bride smile is usually here to greet me. Maybe she has an after-school club activity or something. Probably her cooking club, right? That's probably really successful. I reach for my pocket to see if she texted me. My heart sinks as my hands grab air. There's a void where my phone should be. Crap! I must have left it in my gear. The sun is setting, and it'll be evening by the time I reach campus. Hopefully it won't be too much trouble getting to Eagle after hours. I remember CINY was pretty restrictive on who can enter the hangar at night. Alright, time to go back. I hop back on my bike and drive back to Ace Academy. Surprisingly, the traffic is heavy, and it takes longer than expected to reach campus. But we're here finally. It may be night, but we're here. A handful of students cross the quad as they head towards either their evening classes or the bus station. Even though the sky is an inky darkness, the pathways on campus are still bathed with the soft light. It's kind of peaceful. The pilot's lounge is just as busy as always, but I don't recognize too many of the students here. That's because it's late. I feel like when it's late, all the second or third years probably actually, like all the third years, because I think the third years are probably like old enough to drink, right? So when it's late at night, all the third years come here at the bar to chillax, hang out, drink beer. Most of them must be upperclassmen, either third year or fourth year. Oh, they even have a fourth year? Usually whenever there are schools in like in Japan, like school settings and visual novels, the third year is usually the last one. But like for example, for here in the Netherlands, certain studies do require like 4 years. Usually actually 4, not all are 3, but some are 3, most are 4, I think. And high school as well, they're like, I think, depending on which particular, how smart you were, you actually had to stay longer. But yeah, sometimes 4, 5, even 5. I slip through unnoticed and arrive at the hangar entrance. I am about to swipe in when the guard stops me.
Hold on. What's your business in the hangar?
I need to grab my phone. This is the guy from earlier. He actually saved me at the very beginning when I was about to get knocked out by the other guy, I think. But the guard saved us. So hopefully... But doesn't mean that we left a bad or good impression on him. Because depending on which one it is, I want him to remember us or not. I forgot something. It's not a lie, but it will be too embarrassing to tell him the whole truth. Luckily the guard doesn't seem to care. He gives me a quick once over and nods.
Alright, go ahead and swipe.
Alright, I'm swiping. Thanks. I bring my student ID in proximity of the sensor. A second later, the success chime sounds as the door slides open. I follow the tunnel to the hangar. The sound of power tools, machinery, and metallic ringing echoes along the walls. It makes sense that most of the repair work happens after hours. It's a lot safer for them to work without the threat of students walking around causing potential disasters. Instinctively, my feet lead me to the eagle. What the? A bluish hue from an active terminal display illuminates my docking station. That doesn't seem right. I'm sure I turned everything off when I left. Cautiously, I tiptoed towards my gear. What the hell is that? What? That looks like Valerie, actually. There's a figure crouched in front of Eagle. The person is dressed entirely in black and wearing a hoodie that hides his or her face. Still engrossed in my gear, the stranger hasn't detected my presence yet. Stay quiet and sneak up behind. Call out. Oh no. They are sneaky beaky around my gear. I'm gonna be sneaky beaky around them too. Staying in the shadows, I continually creep towards Eagle. As I close the distance between us, I notice how small and petite the person is. It must be a girl, like we see kind of the blonde-ish hair in the back, so it's gotta be Valerie. But I can't think of anyone who'd be so interested in my gear. Once I'm only a few steps away, she tenses, as if noticing a presence. Grab! Before she can react, I grab her shoulder and roughly spin her to face me. Oh, Valerie? What are you doing here? I knew it was Valerie! You biatch! She grins. Her gaze flicks to my hand, still on her shoulder.
I never would have guessed you like it rough.
That's why you're interested in me, huh? She wants to know about the power core thingy. And that's why she's been flirting with me all this time. I got you now, girl. I know it is you. I know what your plan is. It's not like that. I can be possessive too. I am not amused. That's how I get when someone's messing with my baby. Exactly. Don't be messing with my eagle. That came out more as a warning than a joke.
Sounds like you're overly attached.
Of course I am. I am overly attached. Gear boyfriend. She flashes me a playful smirk, but I don't smile back. No. No time for our flirty, playful jokes and whatnot, okay? This is serious business. What the fuck are you doing here? What are you doing messing around with Eagle?
Nothing, I promise.
Yeah, right. You're obviously doing something with the terminal. That's not nothing. She holds up her hands in defense.
I wanted to get a better reading on your core. I'm not altering anything though. Just studying.
If you were studying, then it wouldn't be... Why are you trying to hide it? Like, why are you wearing a hoodie? There's no need to hide anything if you weren't doing something illegal, right? Why?
To figure out how your core was able to sustain such a high energy output for so long without completely burning out. Given the size of your core and the cooling system, the heat dissipation doesn't seem like it would have sustained longer than a few seconds, yet it lasted almost 10 minutes! Maybe there's a direct coolant injection to the primary source? I also didn't consider the acceleration of airflow given the hidden frame openings. Perhaps a quick calculation using...
My eyes start to glaze over as she continues her technical jargon. As I struggle to pay attention, I can't help but be a little impressed. She knows her stuff, that's for sure. Like, she may be very flirty most of the time, or like kind of, you know, innuendo here and there, but when it comes to serious business and about knowing about pilots and gears, she seems to know her stuff. She's more than meets the eye. I notice that the longer she speaks, the more relaxed her body becomes, and her voice is laced with excitement. She's really passionate about how gears work, and I believe that she's telling the truth when she said she never intended to sabotage Eagle.
Here, I'll prove I wasn't changing anything.
Okay, how? I watch as Valerie retraces a few screens with all the configuration data unmodified. Okay.
Huh?
I get it. You were curious. But you can't just break into other people's robots and mess with their parts. She looks away.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you better be sorry, Valerie. That is gonna be 10 spankings next date. We're silent. Then she looks sideways at me.
So, I guess you wouldn't want to know that your primary weapon can actually benefit from an airflow exhaust here and here.
I'm listening. What? She points inside my open gear.
You see right there?
Yeah? Yes, I think.
It'll still require validation testing, though. You should probably get your engineer to check it out.
I don't even have an engineer, I think. My engineer?
Yeah, you know. The person who makes sure all your gears are working properly and helps you with any upgrades or improvements.
Don't the sponsors do that? And we don't have that, so we're screwed? Valerie shakes her head.
They help a lot when it comes to major repairs or new items, but an engineer on your team takes care of any general maintenance and the like.
Oh god, who in our team is an engineer then? Oh. Maybe we should get an engineer. Okay, I'll tell my engineer that. We're just fine without one. I don't know, it sounds like a pretty important job. Maybe we should get an engineer? I'll ask my team about getting an engineer. It sounds like we could really benefit from one.
You definitely would.
Uh-huh. She scoots closer and smiles.
And luckily for you, you already have one person perfect for the job.
Of course! Oh, you're an engineer? I was wondering. I was wondering if Valerie was actually a pilot or not. Because we haven't seen her in any of the teams. We haven't seen her in a battle. And she was actually in the audience when we were, you know, she was part of the crowd when we were actually having our ranking match battle. Like our very first battle when we went like Super Saiyan. She was in the crowd, so that generally means that she wasn't or isn't a pilot. So I was really interested, like, how does she seem to know so much about gears though? But this makes sense. She's an engineer then. Oh, she can join our team. Perfect indeed. Really? She scoots even closer and bats her eyelashes at me. Who's that? Valerie sighs.
Just think about it.
There's another pause. To avoid the awkwardness, I shut down the open terminal. So, we should get going then.
Yeah.
Dude, don't forget your phone. That's the whole reason you came here in the first place. Neither one of us moves. Don't touch my gear again without my permission.
I promise I won't.
Alright, pinky promise. I wait for her to leave, but she doesn't budge. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
She stands in place, and wait, she was expecting us to walk away. This is your cue to walk away, Valerie. You aren't leaving.
Neither are you.
That is because this is my gear, and I have business with my gear. Okay, on the count of 3, we'll leave together. She nods. 1, 2, 3. We both stay put. You didn't move!
Neither did you.
Yeah, but we're supposed to move at the same time.
What the hell are you kids still doing here?
Oh, the guard. Security catches us off guard. The guard catches us off guard, and we simultaneously stammer nonsense. He shakes his head.
Your business here is done, and then you have to leave.
I still need to get my phone. Valerie glances at me, and I glance at her, still waiting for her to move. Really? We're having this kind of like mental battle? Whoever's gonna move first basically loses? She doesn't. Suddenly, a strong hand grips my arm. Hey! The guard holds Valerie too. He physically leads us toward the exit.
You should get home. It's late.
Did we get our phone or not? That's the most important thing. We pass through the doors, and the guard shuts them behind us. Valerie and I are once again standing in silence.
Well, I'll see you around.
Alright, Valerie. This weekend, right? We have to do our project.
Yep. It's a date.
It's a double date, as in, you know, twice a date, not a double date with 4 people. You know what I mean. Oh, the heart. She gave us a heart. She winks at me, then turns around and leaves. I call after her. It's not a date! My protest falls on deaf ears. Oh well, I'm sure she was joking anyway. Maybe. Definitely not. I head to the parking lot. Once I reach my bike, I drive home. Nikki still isn't home by the time I return. What the hell is she up to? Where can she be? I reach into my pocket for my phone and grasp empty air. Again, oh, dude, I freaking told you! Oh, crap. Not again! Are we going back again on our bike?